Good morning everyone, happy Monday and welcome to another My Week in Sewing. I might do these monthly, they're actually quite fun and they allow me to show you lots of different projects, which this week has so many. So firstly, I am in my yoga clothes because I've just taught, please excuse the mess. I've taught my class. I'm actually going to go back to bed for an hour because I came to bed just after 1 in the morning because I was writing my first MA essay, but it is now submitted and I can do some joyful sewing. I've got a half day this morning, otherwise I would be at work already. So I'm going to enjoy my half day and relax a bit. So projects both for this week and today. So this week we have got lots and lots of stuff going on. So I need to make my mum's birthday present, which I'm going to be doing today. I have ordered some awesome patterns for the rag shop I hope to be able to use by the end of the week and make some fun stuff with you guys. I need to make some masks for Adam's grandparents, and I need to start on my Eden coat. So I have now got, I don't have any of the hardware, but I do have the lining and outer fabric. So obviously there will be a proper vlog all about my Eden coat because I don't want to spend this video moaning or talking about it constantly. But I am going to start it today, so I'll take you guys along with me for that and include some of the footage. I'm also just going to make a couple of bits for me, really. There's a few things I want to do. Oh, and also, oh god, this is how busy I am, I actually can't remember. Also, I'm going to be taking part in the Fibremood Norma hack challenge. So I've downloaded the pattern, so I'm going to construct that today, and then I'll talk to you guys a little bit more about what I'm thinking and how I'm going to do it and what my sort of plans are. So stick around for that. We're going to start sewing shortly, but I desperately need to close my eyes for an hour first. So that took a lot longer than I thought it would, but I have got my Norma pattern pieces. There aren't many, they're just quite big. It has to be said, I'm not impressed by the pattern layout because the A4 pattern download from Fibremood, the test square is the wrong size, it comes up ½ centimetre bigger. So this might be larger than I intended to be, but that's okay because it's a hack, so there's going to be some adjustments anyway, and also the labelling on the pattern pieces is pretty poor. In the downloadable file there's no instructions, so I'm going to look on the website and see if the instructions are somewhere else, but otherwise this could be quite a fun flying blind exercise, so let's see how we do with that. Now I've got to go to work, but I did one other thing which I'm quite excited about, which is I also printed out my Florence Boxy Tee pattern, which I've been meaning to do for ages, from SizeMe. So this, hopefully, if I have time, will make an appearance this week. I think I'm going to make it in my Tilly and the Buttons black spot jersey I got recently because I think it would look really cute. So look out for that this week. I've got to assemble it at some point. Like, I love PDF patterns because you can make it as many times as you want and you can cut into it, it's fine. But they're such a pain to assemble. Normally I do pay to get them printed, especially if they're big. But for like tops and stuff like that, I might as well just do it. I used the technique where you clip off the corners today, and that did seem to help. But on the Fibremood ones, the pieces they don't have like regular margins, so it doesn't help as much. Whereas on the SizeMe, I think they are actually made like so you line up these two crosses, which is gonna, I think, be a lot quicker. So gotta go to work now. But the plan for today is that's done. So now I need to make my mum's cardi. That will take me an hour max because I've made the pattern before. So I've just got to switch the thread over in my machine, cut that out and make it. So then that's done, sorted. And then I'm going to cut out the pattern pieces for a stretch knit dress I've wanted to make for ages. I've already got the pattern pieces because I've made it before. My last iteration did not go well because I didn't pre-wash the fabric and the jersey was too thick, so it didn't like go with my body. It made a weird lampshade shape. So that is the plan, but now I've got to go back to work to do my half day. So I will see you guys a little later on. So I have finished work. I've got 45 minutes now until I've got a group project meeting for my MA. I've got lots of little bits I need to do today, but the first one that is priority is of course my mum's birthday present. So I'm going to be making a Cocoon cardigan, like the grey one that I made previously. I've linked the vlog below so you can have a look at that if you're interested, in which I go into a lot more detail about the making process. So I'm making her one, but with a difference. It's not going to be a big snuggly knitted one. My mum loves a sparkly thing and she loves black, so I have found some suitable Galaxy glitter text jersey from Rainbow Fabrics Kilburn that I'm going to make her a Cocoon cardigan out of, which I'm really excited to work with. However, it does leach glitter quite badly, which I thought it'd be more like woven in, but it's not, it's quite like on it. So I'm gonna have to be quite careful actually. I'm gonna have to make sure it's folded in on itself when I'm cutting it so my floor doesn't end up just glitter. So I'm making that, and honestly I think I'll probably get halfway through that in 45 minutes. But first of all, I've got to reset my machine because it's still on yellow thread, and oh, I can leave it on the ballpoint needle though, which is really helpful. So we'll leave it on the ballpoint. We'll try and do stretch stuff before we do anything straight so I can leave the needle on, and let's get going. Hello everyone, so I've cut out my pattern pieces, I'm sat with them, the back's over there, it's rolled in on itself so it doesn't glitter on the floor, and then the front is here next to me. I've used pattern weights because, as I'm about to show you, it's quite a, it's very thin, it's not even really a jersey, it's like a microtex, of Galaxy sparkles, so I didn't want to pin it too much, I don't want to create holes in it. And actually cutting it with weights was fine. So if you're ever going to use fabric like this, look at the sparkliness. It's from Rainbow Fabrics Kilburn. I bought it. It's called a Galaxy Glitter Text, so it is like that sort of technical, almost like a dance fabric. But it's to make a sparkly evening cardigan for my mum. The woman loves sparkle, so give her what she wants. And her birthday's Halloween as well, so I'm going to send her something nice. And then I'm going to make her something more cosy for Christmas. But I wanted to make her like a cosy and sparkly jumper, but all the wool with sparkles in it was quite high acrylic content, which isn't really nice. So I thought I'd go for something more like fun, and then I can make her something snug when I found some better wools and stuff for Christmas. So I've got like 5 minutes left, so I think I'm going to tidy up so that there isn't glitter everywhere when my partner gets back. And then I might just quickly sew in the pleats because it doesn't take long, but I'm also concerned about this fabric, so I quite like to get it as quickly constructed as possible. So I'm going to tidy up the mess on the floor, which also includes my lovely Norma pattern pieces, and then if we can get some sewing on the machine, I hope we can. I'm really desperate. I've even put the table on my machine, as you can see, because working with nice slippery jerseys. So fingers crossed in the next 10 minutes I can get a little bit of sewing done, and hopefully we will get some progress. Good morning everyone, it is Tuesday and I'm up quite early before work, so it's quite so dark in here, because Adam had to get an early train, so I've actually got 2 hours. Yeah, about 2 hours before work for me to get some proper sewing done. Yay! So, I'm going to finish up that cardio I started yesterday. I had an early night last night because Adam and I, honestly, we both crashed. So, I had an early night. I'm going to finish that cardio now. And I actually might start on my Norma hack. I'm going to include you guys in the planning process because I actually don't know what I'm doing yet, so it'll be fun to find out what I'm doing while I talk to you guys. But first of all, I need to do some editing. Because having learnt from doing this last time, you have to edit as you go, otherwise there is so many little bits of footage from doing on my week vlog. So I'm gonna do some editing first with my breakfast. We have a cardigan. I tried it on because me and my mum's 2 inches shorter than me, but we're pretty much the same build, so I think it looks quite cool. Very sparkly, very fun. I think the fabric works well with the shape. So I just need to hem the cuffs and just go all the way around and do a simple folded hem like that, just to neaten it up. But I'm pretty chuffed with that, actually. Very quick sew, got the pleats at the top, and they just enhance the movement of the sparkly fabric, which is really nice. So I hope she'll love it. I think she will. But now I've got to go to work. So one job off the list. Look at that. Really chuffed actually holding it up. It's got a lovely drape to it. And then we will do the edge and the cuffs at lunchtime, because it will literally take me 10 minutes, but I must sign on now. And then I think we're going to do some Norma hack planning. So this should be a good day. I'm pretty chuffed though getting this done, because I really do think she's going to love it. So I'm going to finish this off, and then I'll probably pack it with her birthday card and some other bits, and then I can post them up at the end of the week. So it's perfectly done. Now, on to work. I've had a super long day. I've done a lot of work, and I have a massive amount to do for my MA tonight because I've got lectures tomorrow. So minimal sewing tonight. I'm just going to finish off that little edge trim for my mum. I've got to redo my bobbin, which is annoying because it ran out earlier. So I'm going to do that quickly, and then that will be completely done. I'm going to wrap that up for her present tonight, so it's all ready to go. And then yeah, just MA work tonight. I'm sorry, today was meant to be more sewing than it is. But tomorrow I'm going to get some proper sewing done first thing in the morning, because my lecture's at 10. So the more work I get done tonight, the more uninterrupted sewing time I have tomorrow morning to do some of my Norma hack. And also, I honestly think I'm just going to plunge into my Eden coat tomorrow. So apologies there hasn't been more sewing today, but we will get there and it'll be really fun. So looking forward to it, guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Good morning everyone, it is Wednesday and it is absolutely dismal outside. It's chucking it down, and I've got an MA day today, which is exciting. So on Wednesdays I still work, like I still keep my emails open and everything, but I have my master's lectures and I have 3 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the afternoon, and then I have my driving lesson at lunchtime. So it's quite busy, but I like it, it's really fun. But it does mean that in the morning I get to lie in a little bit on the days when Adam's in London, and I get to do some sewing first thing in the morning. So I have sat down just now and I've had a think about what I want to do with my Norma hack. And I've, excuse the terrible drawing, but I've drawn on roughly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to add a skirt, take the buttons all the way down, if I have enough buttons. Well, I think I'm going to use self-covered buttons because I've got a lot of those, or I think I've probably got enough black little black ones to do it, but we'll see. To check resources now. And what I'm going to do is add that skirt, and then I'm going to take it in significantly at the waist so there's a bit more of a silhouette. But I'm going to attach, basically I'm going to make the blouse and not do the elastic and not finish the edge and not obviously put the buttons on. So I'll build it, see what it looks like, and then I will attach the skirt, but obviously I need to take enough. I've got a skirt pattern I'm going to use, as in like from another dress that I know I used it on my other shirt dress. It's an A-line skirt and it works really, really well for shirts because of the way the pattern pieces are constructed. So I'm going to cut that out in the dimension I know fits my waist. I'm going to make this in the size I know fits my bust. I see. And then I am going to take enough off the waist for them to seamlessly fit together. I'm probably going to put a couple of darts in the back as well. So I'll take some off the waist, but I might just put a couple of darts in the base of the blouse. I'm just drawing these on. Just to pull it in so that I'm not taking loads out of the front. Like obviously I'll still have to take a bit obviously off each side, but I might add some darts at the back just to shape it a little bit to me, because I know that the top of this is definitely going to be a slightly more blousey down to a smaller waist effect, which I'm fine with and is good, but I just need to make sure it fits pretty seamlessly. So honestly, I'm just going to grab a cup of tea and then dive into it really. I've got black thread set on my machine. Oh, I just need to change my needle over. That's all I need to do, and then we will get sewing. I have cut out my pattern pieces. They're a little bit messy because viscose is a pain to cut, and I ironed it a bit, but I probably should have ironed it more. So I've done that. However, the Fibremood website is one of the most irritating things I've ever encountered in my life. So you're meant to download the instructions from the site, but every time I go to the link to download instructions, it says you have to log in. So I log in and go back, and then it goes, you still have to log in. And I'm like, okay. So I'm just going to sew this with, considering I'm hacking it anyway, and it doesn't look particularly difficult, I'm just going to do it anyway. I have no idea if I need to interface anything. I probably do. But I'm just going to have a go and see what happens, really. Is what it is. It's a hack, so it is a journey of discovery in lots of ways, and not having pattern instructions may actually help in, you know, creativity-wise. So I have got half an hour of my sewing time left. So I'm going to quickly sew the bodice together, just the sides, because then I can start fitting later on, and I'm going to sew the sides of the skirt together. And then, because that'll be very, very quick to do. So yeah, it'll probably take me like 20 minutes if, you know, it's nice and quick. I'll just pin it quickly, and then we will at least have something to fit from. And I'm going to put all the little pieces, facings, etc. in the current project bag, and we will deal with them later. But I'm determined to use this half an hour to do some proper sewing. I'm using a viscose slub from Rainbow Fabrics Kilburn, which is dead stock. Oh, perfect. The first time in the light, you can actually see what it looks like. It's got these little spots. They're like, it's like Swiss cotton, but they're less raised. But yeah, it's a viscose slub. It's Topshop dead stock, I think. And I've been so excited. It's so light and flowy, but it's not, like, it's opaque for form, but not for colour. So I think this is going to make a really, really pretty shirt dress. It's the kind of thing I can wear summer and winter because I wear black constantly. And yeah, I'm really excited to see how it turns out. I'm a bit nervous because making shirt things for me is always a little bit risky. But I did a size 10, I think, because they go down to a 4. So I think I did a size 10. And the skirt I'm using is an 8, so I'll have to grade the waist anyway. And put some darts in the back. So I'm going to, again, it's going to be a lot of fitting. What I'm going to do later on, probably after uni actually today, is I'm going to wear a t-shirt, like a white t-shirt, and then try this on inside out on top, and then I'm going to pin the side seams to the t-shirt, because it's a really, really good way of making sure your side seams don't go for a wander when you're doing adjustments. And then I'm going to do the bust darts, sorry, not the bust darts, then I'm going to do the back darts. I don't know why I'm doing this with my hands, I think it's because That's how I think. So we can shorten the back piece to my measurements, and there'll be waist ones, not shoulder ones, because the shoulder, actually we'll see, we may need shoulder ones, but that's why I'm not attaching the facing for now. Sorry, you are really joining me for my creative ramblings here, but I'm quite happy I've got this challenge because it's really given me something to properly think about. So, I've got my tea. I'm going to do some sewing and then go for a shower and stuff before uni. And I've got to run out and get cash for my driving lesson as well. So, it's a busy day. It's absolutely still pissing it down. So, we will see what the day ends up like. But otherwise, I will see you guys in a bit. So I am just in the break between my lectures. I've just had my driving lesson. So I'm going to do 10 minutes or so of editing just to keep myself up to date. And then I'm in lectures until 6. And then tonight I have a lot of work to do. I just want to catch up. Wednesdays are a really, really busy day for me because I basically do everything that isn't my day job on Wednesdays. So I've got to plan my classes for tomorrow as well because I teach yoga on a Thursday. And today I did, if you just want a driving update, today I learnt to park, which is very exciting. It's actually quite fun. Good morning everyone, and it is Thursday somehow, oh my god. I didn't manage to get any more done on my Norma hack last night because I had too much MA work and unfortunately that does have to take priority. However, I have got some stuff to do today. I've got an hour before work, so I'm going to attach the bodice to the skirt and then I might set the sleeves in just because it's not going to take long at all. Those are the sort of basic bits. However, I am going to have to take those darts out of the skirt and possibly one out of the front of each bodice panel. So we'll see. I'll just pop it on top of whatever I'm wearing and I'll time lapse any fitting I do and explain it to you guys afterwards. But definitely I'm going to try and get my Norma into one piece so I can start hacking it, and obviously I've already semi-started, but so I can start putting darts in and looking at shape and fit and flare and seeing what I want it to do. Unfortunately, I don't have a dress form. As you will have noticed in my vlogs, we have a very small house. So as soon as I have a separate room that I can sew in, whether that's an office or whatever, I am going to get a dress form because it would be so helpful to be able to hang up dresses and pin them out. I used to have one at home. Well, it's not mine. I used to use my mum's at home. But it wasn't quite the right size for my body anyway, so I'd quite like to get either a custom one or get a smaller one and pad it out, like to my dimensions, because I think that would just be so helpful. Sorry, this is my morning ramblings. So I'm going to get another cup of tea, and then we're going to have a wee look at the Norma. I reckon it's going to have a dart out of each panel, 2 out the back and 1 out of each front. And then we'll have a look and see how much space remains with the skirt. I'll pin it on and then we'll see what we can do, but fingers crossed, let's make the most of an hour before work so I can get some sewing done. So I said I was going to tell you guys what I was doing afterwards. That is a complete lie. I'm going to tell you first. So here's the top. Now, as I said, the pattern was off by about 1 centimetre in terms of printing out the A4, so I'm anticipating this being huge, which it is. So this is actually good though, because the bigger it is, the more space I have to make adjustments. This is already coming very far over, which makes me think that even in terms of the sizing and bust measurements, that their pattern block is quite flat-chested, which is, you know, fine until it's not. So we're here. I've got the fabric inside out so I can do darts on it, but the back is massive, which is fine. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pin this pretty much to the side seam of my jeans, because I know that's directly parallel. I'm going to pin this to the side seam, and then we're going to take some out the back, about there and there, to create a fitted shape. And then we know there's going to be sleeves on here, but I'm going to try and make sure it doesn't come any farther forward than that, otherwise it's going to pull really badly. But equally, it's going to be a close run thing, I think. I made sure I wear a proper bra today to fit to, because there's nothing worse than fitting with a sports bra or similar on, and then finding out it won't fit you. So I'm folding that under, because that will be the button placket. And then, obviously I can't hold it at the bottom as well, but I think we will get there. Oh no, it's pulling really, really badly. Oh, not impressed. There is, however, a facing. So I'm wondering if I can get away with, my machine's really good at buttonholes, so I'm wondering if I can get away with a super, super narrow button placket with, because obviously the facing will go on, we'll flip it under, and if I use a really small seam allowance on the facing, that should give me the most bust room I could have. And then we will look at taking these, probably about, it's probably going to end up being about that, quite a shallow dart, like a wide at the bottom but not very long dart, like that, and like that. Then I'm going to leave this on. We have the skirt. So the skirt, confusingly, is right way up, because the skirt should just fit, because I've made it that, yeah, there we go, the skirt just fits. Which makes life a lot easier. So again, we will fold this in by probably more, because I don't care if it goes in more on the skirt as long as the button placket looks the same all the way down. But already this fabric's got such incredible drape. So what are we going to do? We are going to do some pinning, do some fitting. I don't get a chance to do proper fitting very often, and we'll see how we do. I look really 80s-y right now because of my necklace. I'm wearing a waistcoat, so please excuse that. Right, I am going to, oh, see, look at that. As soon as I pull it across, that's how much space there is in the back, so that can come out for starters. So let's get fitting. So I've done all my fitting and pinning. I've revised my opinion about the Norma blouse. There is no way in its normal incarnation that it would fit me or look nice on me. It's the worst shape if you have slightly more, sorry, I just took a pin out of my hand, slightly curvier dimensions. It's very, very boxy. So as you can see, what I've done is I've pinned it to my side seams of my jumper, underneath and back. Now it's all a bit of a mess, obviously, because I need to take it off, measure stuff, make sure it's the same on each side. However, like, I can feel those are in completely different places, but if I move this one over a little bit, it should be fine. So what I've worked to do here is to try, I have to take even more out the back, I think, is to fit it to my form, because that's what I want in a shirt dress. I want something flattering, and that is really what my Norma's going to end up being. So I've got 2 darts at the front. I've ended up needing 2 darts in the bust, because when I fitted it, there are these little triangles stuck out, which always means you need darts. So those will go in. It still comes forward a little further than I'd like, but I think I've done pretty well to keep it there when it was pulling over to here originally. And it will obviously have sleeves, and I'm going to leave the sleeves quite fluttery so that there's space for that to move. They will not be fitted sleeves. So then we've got 2 darts here, and I've folded over the button placket and mounts. But there's going to be a lot of trying on and a lot of fitting with this garment. So the next steps for me are, I'm going to take this off very carefully, because it's full of pins and literally pinned to my body, and iron it, and measure the darts I've put in, if they're the same on each side, and how far up they go, make sure they both got the same height. The bust ones I think are pretty much exactly even, but we will go through and do that. I've also taken, that's the other thing, I've taken some off the waist. So I've just created a slightly more curved in line there. You see how much left I had to take off after, I did that after all of the darts. So yeah, this shape normally would look terrible on me, I think. That's not to say I've seen some gorgeous Normas on Instagram, like they look so pretty. Not my shape. So I'll take this off, get ironing, and then I'll start work. It is Thursday night. I've had less time than I anticipated today to sew. I got a lot done this morning, as you'll see in the wee fitting time lapse. I'm now going to go and try that on again, but without a top on, to make sure that it vaguely fits my body. I think it's a bit rough in places, but I'm going to bring it up here and pin, so that's fine. I've had less time and I haven't been able to teach my class tonight either because my asthma's been acting up, so I'm not going to talk too much in tonight's video. I've got some steroids for a bit to hopefully help my chest, but I'm quite breathless, so I'm not going to talk too much tonight, just lots of sewing. Adam and I are going to go out for a little walk before bed tonight to see if that helps my chest, because I am just so breathless, but I'm not ill, so I don't know, it's weird. So let's go do some sewing, headphones in, Adam's going to game, nice chill evening, and let's get some stuff done. So I was going to get Adam to help me draw a line around my waist so I could figure out how much of this to take off. However, I've just had to go upstairs and do yet another set of adjustments. So it's worth mentioning that if you are short and curvy, the Norma may not be for you. And that's not in a mean way. Obviously you can buy it and hack it and do whatever you want to it, but the pure and simple pattern block might as well be for a different species, like honestly. So I've already sewed a load of adjustments into this. Now we're going to ignore the waist ones because that's my choice to make it fit my body. However, I've discovered I've had to take this much, so that's a solid 2 inches off the back. So I'm about to sew this together and then clip the back seam so it works still. And likewise, same on the other side. I've had to take lots obviously out the back and the side seams, but I was playing around with it going, what on earth is the problem here? And the problem genuinely is that it's just so long that there is no boob space. If you leave it the length it is, it comes down to about here on me, like bra level, and there's about that much space covering your boobs, whereas if you hoik it up, you get the same kind of design features, as it were, but for something that actually fits a real human. So annoyingly, this is, you know, it's the evening and I'm wearing black, so you can't really see how much I've done to it, but if I hold it up so you can sort of see the pins, I've added in some darts at the front, there's some darts at the back, there is so much coming out of the side seams, and this is after they've already been sewn in once, so the original seam is out here. So they're coming in by that much. There are now 2 bust darts, which will become 1 shortly. And obviously I've pinned the front together so that I don't forget, like so I don't accidentally design out the buttonhole placket. So I need to sew this, and then we're going to have another go at Adam marking my waist so I can cut off the bottom element and attach my skirt. Good morning everyone. So it is Friday, woo! And I have been very busy indeed. Last night I did loads of my Norma hack. Actually I did more than I thought I would, but today I've got a very busy work day. I've got a lot of MA work to do before a group meeting, And I need to finish up my Norma dress because it is driving me insane. It is now my Norma dress because it is, but it is also quite flatteringly almost unrecognisable from the original, which is often the best hack. I've kept the kind of signature front overlap, but apart from that, pretty much everything else is gone. So really, really excited. Stupidly, I cut out the facings and didn't think about any of the adjustments I've made, so they're the wrong size, but at least they still fit the V at the front. So I'm going to elongate them at the back with some bias binding because they're just black anyway, it doesn't really matter. And I'm also going to try and just whip up these masks quickly for Adam's grandparents and clear my sewing space a little bit because it's really, really messy, and we're going to try and clean the house so that I hopefully will get a little bit less breathless, because it tends to, when I start getting really breathless, it tends to be a sign we have to clean the house. So that will be the job. I haven't done much of my Eden coat this week, and that is for a very, very simple reason, which is that I do not want to cut it out in the dark. The lighting is not good in my living room, and the fabric is so expensive, and I generally just don't want to mess it up. So I'm going to try and get some time this weekend to do it, really is the aim. Try and get some time, some space in the morning when the light's really good in the living room to cut all the fabric out, because it is so expensive. I cannot afford, well, I've already got to buy it twice to make one for my sister, so I've really got to get on with this now. At least I can do all the fabric stages, and then I can obviously buy the hardware, but there's nothing stopping me at least getting on with it. But that will be a project for this weekend. I'm going to try and be a bit more sensible. Also, my very first Tilly and the Buttons like paper patterns arrived yesterday, which is really exciting. I got a Lotta and I got a Norma as well. Now, I just want to put this on here, is that I think the Tilly and the Patterns block is quite square. Like the actual pattern block is quite square, because in order to fit my bust and waist measurements in the same pattern, my waist is like a size 8 and my bust is like between a 12 and a 14. So I'm going to really measure myself carefully over the weekend and see what I can get away with, but I may have to do a full bust adjustment, which would be annoying, because I do, you know, it's meant to be a nice simple dress, but I suppose this is what happens as well sometimes when you do pattern testing on lots of different sizes but very similar dimensions. So it would be nice in future to see pattern companies, while they're using a wider range of sizes, but also using a wider range of dimensions, so people with fuller busts and tiny waists, or people with, you know, wider waists and hips or anything like that. It would be really, really helpful, I think, because me having to grade between 4 sizes is kind of irritating. However, there is a great tutorial on the Tilly and the Buttons site for making full bust adjustments when there isn't a dart, because obviously I can do them when there's a dart, that's fine, but it's when there isn't a dart they can be a little bit tricksy. So I'm gonna check out that tutorial and see how we get on. But otherwise, now I've got to do my favourite Friday blog, which is my Fabric Friday blog. So this week I'm talking about Felicity fabrics, who were recommended to me by Sewn on the Tyne, lovely Tamlin. I love her recommendations, they're always great. So I'm going to blog about them this week. I got some of the Lady McElroy Dotty About Dots viscose that I'm going to use on my Lotta actually. So that's very, very exciting, and I'm going to blog about them today. So look out for that, it is linked below, as always with anything I write in this week, and we better get some editing done. So let's get on with it. Good morning, lovely people. It's Saturday now. I didn't manage to get any sewing done yesterday because I ended up doing a full day of work, writing 2,000 words of my essay, going to the osteopath and cooking dinner, and then Adam and I just passed out after dinner because I think we're both a little bit run down and tired. So no sewing, but to be honest, sometimes it's good to have a day off to reset priorities. So it is now 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning. Today is going to be the last day of the vlog. Or I'm going to include a little bit tomorrow, but realistically today is my last proper day of sewing, because tomorrow I've got a group meeting with my MA guys starting at like 11 in the morning, and it's going to go all day because we've got a business report to edit and compile together. So tomorrow is just going to be MA work, really. That's all I've got time for. So today will be the last day of the vlog, so we better actually get some work done. Done. I'm gonna go get some pictures. I've not hemmed the sleeves or the bottom yet because honestly putting in the sleeves was so frustrating, and I've completely changed the shape of them obviously, so I get this nice sort of effect. So I'm gonna hem the sleeves and this later because honestly I just need to stop working with this right now because my brain will explode. But I'm gonna get some pictures. I'm pretty chuffed with it. It fits quite nicely. I think it's got a very different silhouette to the original Norma. I like the big kind of witchy sleeves, very Halloween-y, and I think the back actually fits really nicely after all that. So I'm really chuffed with this as a pattern hack. It's been quite fun doing it without the instructions. I definitely have a few bits left over that I have no idea what they're for, so that'll be fun to figure out when I eventually do get the instructions to make this pattern really. But for now I'm going to give this a quick iron. There's a bit of a wobble in the middle because I accidentally cut far too far through one of the buttonholes, so I think I need to reinforce it a little bit more. So yeah, there's lots of little bits that I need to fix on this, but it's wearable. I'm happy with it. It's so comfortable. The fabric is from Rainbow Fabrics Kilburn. It is a viscose slub, and I love the little dots. I just think they give it a bit of texture, which is exciting. So, done. Draw a line under that one. Earlier as well you would have seen I suddenly realised there was a tiny bit left of Mum's present I had to do, so that's fixed and it's now packaged up and ready to be sent up to Orkney. So now the next step is I'm going to have a quick look through and see. I want to start my Eden coat, but I almost need a palette cleanser after this because this was really stressful. So I'm going to get my Eden coat pattern instructions. I'm going to have a quick shower actually because my hair looks really bad. And then I'm going to get the Eden coat pattern instructions up and just start reading to understand what I need to do. I'll get the pattern out, I'll cut the pattern pieces out, and I'll record the beginning of that video. So gonna have a quick break, quick self-care break, and also need to tidy the house today because it is a mess and I'm so breathless. So we will do that. It'll be a great day. We are having a roast today as well, so at some point I need to start prepping that because it's my turn this week. we have had a lovely roast, which I cooked this morning. I was feeling really, really stressed today, and quite frankly, I don't have the brain power or the concentration right now to work on my Eden coat. So I'm going to do a project just for me, a nice little sew, which will be the SizeMe Florence Boxy Tee. Now you remember on Monday I printed it while I had the printer out. Here it is next to me, I've just assembled it. It's fantastic. It's three pattern pieces, which right now for the way my brain feels is kind of perfect. So I'm going to whip this up very, very quickly in a Tilly and the Buttons jersey that I got from Sew Anonymous a few weeks ago. New shop, by the way, do check them out. They launched like less than a month ago and they're already going great guns, actually. Love their branding. But yeah, this is my first SizeMe pattern. I actually got it as a free download a while ago and just genuinely forgot, because I get them, but obviously I can't download them on my phone. So when I get them on my phone, I send them to my email and then I sometimes forget. So I've also got like the Helen's Closet Lunar Tank, which I've got some fun times for actually. So this will be a black jumbo spot jersey. It's very light. I just want a kind of snug, boxy t-shirt I can wear with jeans and just sort of potter about in. This does also fit with my wardrobe update of needing more tops because I have very few. So helpfully, I'm just going to point out one thing I love about this pattern. So it's very, very personalised, but as you will see, there are no sizes in terms of 8, 10, 12, whatever dress sizes are. And I love it because on here they've said, you know, you need to measure it because we know you don't measure. So you just pick the size you normally are. And I like this because it's taking away the kind of stress of going, oh, but I'm this size in this pattern, and actually just going, just measure yourself and make something that fits you. So the only thing I would say is the measurements are in centimetres, and I really do not know mine in centimetres. So I'm going to go find them in inches. And honestly, it's a jersey. I'm not going to bother doing a bust adjustment. I'm probably just going to make a 10 or whatever would equate to the kind of measurements for a 10. So I'm going to measure myself now. And then we're just going to make this super chill, super simple, chuck the ballpoint needle back on the machine and off we go. So it's Saturday night. I'm actually really feeling my sewing now. I'm having a great time. Excuse the washing behind me. Yeah, our house is really cold, so we're trying to just put it wherever it's warmest. But here we are. Here is my Florence Boxy Tee, and I am in love. So it fits this top, honestly. I think I'm probably going to make like 50 of them. I love it. I might lengthen one in the future just so I can make sure it doesn't, like, it covers my jeans. But basically, this top fits into a wonderful bracket of being very comfortable, fitted on the sleeves, the back fits well, but there's enough bust room. It's incredible. This never happens. And the neckline's flattering without being too low or like weirdly high. This took me less than an hour to sew. I am just honestly, I'm now kicking myself for not trying this earlier, but I'm in love. It's fantastic. I love it. But yeah, I just want to share this with you guys because I am so happy with it. May not take this off for a few days, not gonna lie. Right, let's get on with some other bits. Hello everyone, it is Sunday. We are here. I've just finished a 5-hour call with my MA project group, which is really good. Yay! And now I'm gonna get down to editing this whole week's footage. I just want to pop on and say, really, at the end of this, thank you all so much for your lovely comments, whether it's on my YouTube videos or my Instagram or anything. And I hope you guys really enjoy this video. I know on the face of it, just watching someone sew for a week isn't that interesting. But the comments and stuff you guys come out with is always really lovely. So I really look forward to you guys seeing this video. I'm proud of what I've made this week. I've just noticed I'm wearing 2 me-made garments. And I really look forward to seeing what you guys make of my week. Is your week similar? I want to know, tell me things. Let me know in the comments below. And I look forward to seeing you guys for my next video. But otherwise, I will see you guys next time. And I have tried my best to link absolutely everything I've talked about in this video in the description below. But if I've missed anything, let me know in the comments and I will add it. But otherwise, I will see you guys next time. Thank you all so much for watching.